The call to arms. The galaxy was silent that night, the stars twinkling calmly, hiding the tension that spread across the human fleet. On the bridge of the warship Vigilant, Captain Aaron stared at the holographic display, his hands clenched, his eyes sharp, every officer around him sensing the weight of what was about to happen. "Captain, we are receiving an urgent signal," Lieutenant Sarah said, her voice steady, but carrying a hint of worry. Aaron leaned forward. "Put it through." The hologram flickered, and a distorted voice echoed, clear and commanding. "This is a distress call from the outer systems. Humanity. The Empire is attacking. Entire worlds are falling. You are our only hope." Silence fell on the bridge, heavy and tense, each crew member understanding the danger that waited beyond the stars. Aaron straightened, his voice calm but firm. "All ships, prepare for departure. Power up weapons and shields. We leave in 5 minutes." Outside the viewport, Earth glowed softly, beautiful and fragile, but beneath that calm surface lay a force unmatched in the galaxy. The warships of humanity were more than machines. They were symbols of human courage and intelligence, designed for speed, strategy, and destruction. Each ship a marvel of engineering and innovation. At the orbital station, the fleet gathered, engines humming, shields charging, pilots and soldiers moving with precision, ready for the mission that would define their place in the galaxy. Captain Aaron walked through the corridors, passing young pilots checking their weapons and systems, stopping at Ryan, a new recruit who looked nervous but determined. "First mission beyond the solar rim," Aaron said quietly. Ryan nodded, eyes wide. "Yes, sir, ready to serve." Aaron placed a hand on the boy's shoulder, sensing both fear and bravery, a combination familiar to every commander. The fleet entered HIP, Earthspace, stars stretching into lines of light, and in that silence between jumps, every soul aboard felt the weight of the galaxy on their shoulders. Far from known space, the enemy fleet moved like a shadow, sleek and deadly, their weapons ready to destroy anything in their path. Admiral Kor, the commander of the Empire fleet, watched the sensors, smirking. "They are clever, but they are inexperienced. They will fall before they reach us." Back on the human flagship, the war room was alive with activity. Holographic maps showing enemy positions, attack routes, and strategies. Every officer knowing that the coming battle could decide the fate of countless worlds. "Remember," Aaron said, looking at the crew, "humanity survives because we fight smart. We fight hard, and we never back down." The first jump brought them to a destroyed system. Planets shattered, moons broken, a graveyard of war. Ryan whispered, "Sir, they left nothing." Aaron's eyes hardened. "Exactly why we fight, to protect others from the same fate." Suddenly, alarms blared, sensors lighting up with hundreds of enemy ships appearing from the shadows, sleek and ready for destruction. "Enemy fleet ahead," the tactical officer shouted, and the bridge became a storm of commands, weapons primed, missiles launched, shields strengthened. Aaron's voice cut through the chaos. "All ships, hold formation, engage when ready, show them what humans can do." The fleet moved like a single organism, human ingenuity and coordination against the Empire's brutality. Every pilot and soldier knowing that the future of the galaxy depended on them. Missiles flew through space, lasers lit up the void, engines roared, and the battle began, a clash that no one would forget. Somewhere in the Empire command. Admiral Kor frowned, sensing something unexpected. Humans were unlike any enemy he had faced. Their courage fierce, their strategies clever, and their resolve unshakable. The first encounter ended, both sides retreating slightly, and the human fleet regrouped, ready to strike again, stronger, faster, smarter. Captain Aaron looked at his crew, pride and determination in his eyes. "The galaxy has called us, and we have answered. This is only the beginning." The stars stretched endlessly around them, but humanity's warships moved with purpose, fierce and unstoppable, a warning to the galaxy that Earth would not bow, and no enemy would survive without facing the full force of human power. The call to arms had been answered, and the age of humanity in the stars had begun. The first strike, the enemy fleet had spread across the ruined system, red engines glowing like fire against the black void. Captain Aaron stood on the bridge of Vigilant, his eyes scanning the screens, the enemy movements predicted but never certain. "Sir, they are splitting into 3 squadrons, one heading directly toward the outer planets," Lieutenant Sarah reported, her fingers flying over the controls. Aaron clenched his jaw. "Outer planets are undefended. We cannot let them destroy innocent worlds. Prepare a strike team, Ryan. You lead the intercept." Ryan's eyes widened with both fear and excitement. "Yes, sir." The young pilot ran to the fighter bay, checking the systems on his sleek black fighter, every light blinking with readiness. The fleet divided as Aaron ordered, small squadrons moving to intercept each enemy group. The human ships silent and deadly, shadows of steel across the stars. Suddenly, the first volley of enemy missiles lit up the void, streaks of fire racing toward the human ships. "Evasive maneuvers," shouted Aaron, and the fleet twisted and turned with precise coordination, dodging the blasts while lasers from human ships carved trails through the darkness. Ryan's fighters soared ahead, targeting a squadron of enemy interceptors, firing missiles that exploded in perfect synchrony, taking down 3 ships at once. "Good work, pilot," Aaron said calmly, but his eyes never left the tactical map. The enemy commander, Admiral Kaur, frowned. "These humans, they anticipate every move, too fast, too smart." Back on the bridge, the human fleet moved with precision, each ship communicating silently, every captain knowing their place, their strategy, their timing. A sudden shockwave rocked the fleet, debris from destroyed enemy ships flying past, some hitting lightly but nothing catastrophic. "Shields holding, minor damage to 2 cruisers," the engineer reported, tension in his voice, "but the enemy is stronger than expected." Aaron nodded. "Good, this is only the first strike. Keep pressure on, don't let them regroup." Ryan's fighter zipped between enemy warships, dodging lasers and missiles, targeting weak points in their hulls, his small ship a deadly dart in the chaos of war. "Fighter R-12, target the lead destroyer," Sarah commanded, and Ryan fired, his missile finding the core reactor, a blinding flash signaling destruction. Across the fleet, human warships moved like predators, striking quickly and disappearing before the enemy could respond. The enemy fleet reeled, surprised by the speed and strategy of the human strike, Kaur's frustration growing. "They are learning, adapting. Impossible." On Vigilant, Aaron's voice was steady. "Humanity fights not with numbers, but with courage, with precision, with intelligence. Show them why Earth will never fall." Suddenly, a new signal appeared on the sensors, a massive warship moving faster than anything they had encountered, cloaked and hidden until now. "Captain, that ship, it's enormous," Sarah said, awe and fear in her voice. Aaron's eyes narrowed. "This is the real threat. Prepare all weapons, target their engines first. We cannot allow it to escape." The human fleet formed a defensive perimeter around the smaller ships, ready to protect Ryan and the strike team. The massive enemy warship fired its first salvo, beams of energy cutting through space, striking a human cruiser, and explosions lit up the darkness like miniature suns. "Return fire!" Aaron shouted, and the human fleet responded as one, missiles and lasers hitting the enemy ship from every angle. Ryan dodged a massive energy beam, feeling the heat through the cockpit, his heart pounding, but his focus sharp. "I won't let it escape," he whispered. The enemy ship attempted to cloak, but human sensors detected a slight energy distortion, Sarah targeting it immediately. "Missiles locked. Fire on my command." "Now!" Aaron roared, and the missiles struck the ship's engines, a brilliant explosion throwing debris across space. The fleet cheered silently, relief and triumph mixing with exhaustion, the first strike a success. But the battle was far from over. Aaron looked at his crew, pride in his eyes. "Today we struck first. Today we showed them humans are not weak, but the galaxy is still watching. We must be ready for what comes next." Ryan floated in his fighter, breathing heavily, looking at the destroyed enemy ship. We did it." Aaron nodded. "Yes, but this is only the beginning. Humanity fights for more than survival. We fight for justice, for hope, for every world that cannot defend itself." The stars stretched endlessly around them, silent witnesses to the courage of humans, their warships a symbol of Earth's determination, and the first strike had sent a warning across the galaxy. Humanity's war had begun, fierce, calculated, and unstoppable, and the Empire would soon learn that the humans they underestimated were unlike any enemy they had faced before. The call to arms had echoed, the first battle was won, But the war across the stars was only beginning, and the fate of the galaxy rested on the courage of a few brave souls from Earth. Shadows of the Empire. The human fleet drifted in the silent void after the first strike, but the calm was an illusion, a thin veil hiding the real danger lurking in the shadows. Captain Aaron stood on the bridge, staring at the holographic map, his fingers tracing the positions of the enemy remnants. "They are regrouping," Sarah said, her voice tight with tension. "They are sending signals to hidden fleets beyond the asteroid belts." Aaron nodded. "They want us to follow, but it is a trap. We cannot rush. We must be ready for anything." Far from the battle, in the dark expanse beyond the known systems, a massive shadow stirred, the enemy's secret fleet, hundreds of warships unlike any humans had seen, engines pulsing with strange energy, weapons glowing with deadly light. Admiral Kor's voice echoed across the command chamber. "Humans are clever, but they have no idea what awaits them. Let them chase shadows. We will crush them where they are weakest." Back on Vigilant, the human fleet received a strange transmission, distorted but clear. "Humanity, you think you have won, but the shadows of the Empire are endless. Your war has just begun." The crew shivered, the words heavy with threat, each officer knowing that this was no ordinary enemy. These were warriors who had conquered countless systems hiding in the dark, striking when least expected. Aaron's eyes hardened. "Prepare for stealth attack. All ships, go silent, deploy sensors to detect hidden threats. We strike before they see us." Ryan, still flying his fighter after the first battle, felt a chill. "Sir, something is out there, moving faster than anything I have ever seen." "Good," Aaron said. "Stay alert. We will use their speed against them." The fleet moved carefully through the asteroid belt, sensors scanning every shadow, every rock, every flicker of light. Suddenly, a massive energy net erupted from the darkness, upping several human ships, cutting power to their engines, lasers burning against their shields. "Enemy ambush!" Sarah shouted, panic in her voice, but steady hands on the controls. Aaron's mind raced. "All ships, spread formation, target the energy net generators, fire everything we have, we cannot be trapped." Ryan twisted his fighter, dodging energy beams, firing missiles at the massive machines that held his comrades. Explosions lit the belt like stars, being born and dying in an instant, metal tearing, shields flickering, but humanity did not falter. Aaron's voice was calm, commanding. "Remember, humans fight not just with weapons, we fight with courage, with wit, with hope. Strike hard, strike smart." The fleet responded as one, missiles and lasers cutting through the enemy trap. One by one the ships were freed, engines roaring back to life. But the enemy was not finished. From the shadows, massive war beasts, cybernetic ships fused with living creatures, emerged, their glowing eyes scanning for humans, their movements unpredictable. "Sir, they are alive," Sarah whispered, awe and fear in her voice. Aaron's eyes narrowed. "Alive or not, they will not stop us. Humans never back down." Ryan's fighter dove between the massive creatures, dodging attacks that could destroy a battleship, his hands steady, heart racing. "We will survive," he muttered. The battle raged, human ingenuity and strategy against the Empire's living weapons, the void filled with fire, energy, and courage. Admiral Kor watched in disbelief. "Impossible. They adapt too fast. They are different." Back on Vigilant, Aaron smiled faintly. "Yes, we are different. We fight for more than victory. We fight for life, for freedom, for every world they try to enslave." The last of the enemy creatures fell, their energy dissipating, their ships destroyed or fleeing, the shadows of the Empire driven back, but not gone. The human fleet regrouped, damaged but alive, each crew member knowing that the galaxy was watching and that humans had sent a message that Earth's war ships were not just weapons. They were a symbol of hope, of courage, and of a race that refused to be defeated. Captain Aaron looked at the stars, knowing the Empire would return, stronger and more cunning, but humanity had faced the shadows and survived. And in the darkness beyond the stars, something stirred, a whisper of the Empire's true power, waiting for the right moment to strike. Humanity had won the first shadow battle, but the war across the galaxy had just begun, and every human soul aboard the fleet knew one thing clearly: no matter how dark the shadows, no enemy could extinguish the fire of humanity. The call to arms had grown louder, the first strike against the shadows had succeeded, and the age of humans in the galaxy was only beginning. The turning tide. The fleet drifted in silence, the stars around them calm, but the calm was deceptive. A storm of war gathering beyond the edges of the system. Captain Aaron studied the holographic map, noticing strange energy fluctuations. Something is coming, larger than anything we have faced. Sarah checked the readings, her brow furrowed. Sir, sensors indicate a massive fleet hiding beyond the nebula, cloaked and shielded. They are waiting. Aaron's eyes narrowed. They are baiting us, but we will not fall into fear. Prepare the fleet. We strike first, but we strike smart. Rian's fighters soared through the void, scouting ahead, detecting faint energy trails. Sir, they are more than ships. Some are moving like they have minds of their own. Good, Aaron said. Then we fight with minds too. Humanity does not fight blindly. We fight with strategy, with courage, with precision. The human fleet emerged from the asteroid belt, engines glowing, lasers ready, a small but determined force against the massive hidden armada. The enemy unleashed its first wave, ships larger than anything the humans had ever seen, bristling with weapons and cloaked in strange energy. Hold formation, Aaron commanded. Do not break ranks. Every ship counts, every human counts. We are the storm they did not expect. The first shots rang out, lasers cutting through the void, missiles exploding against shields, but the human fleet moved differently, faster, smarter, striking weak points that the enemy thought were secure. Ryan dodged a massive energy beam, feeling the shockwave push his fighter off course. These ships, they think they are predators. But we are hunters, he muttered. Suddenly, a strange signal pulsed through the fleet, a distorted call from the enemy. Humans. You dare challenge the Empire. You will burn. Sarah's eyes widened. Sir, it is a command signal. It is controlling the cybernetic ships, but it is not perfect. We can intercept it. Aaron nodded. Then we intercept. We break their control, turn their strength into weakness. This is our chance. The fleet moved like lightning, human engineers hacking the enemy signal, Ryan and other pilots targeting the control nodes, beams and missiles striking in perfect coordination. The massive cybernetic warships faltered, their weapons firing at each other, confusion spreading through the enemy lines. Admiral Kor's face twisted in anger. Impossible. My fleet, my perfect army, is falling apart because of humans? Aaron watched calmly. Because of humans, because we fight with courage, with intelligence, with heart, the galaxy will remember this day. The human fleet pressed forward, turning enemy weapons against themselves, smaller ships taking advantage of chaos, destroying massive cruisers that had seemed invincible. Ryan's fighters zoomed past a collapsing warship, narrowly escaping an explosion. We are winning, he shouted into his comms. Yes, Aaron replied. But this is only the beginning. The Empire is vast, and the war is far from over. We have shown them we are not weak. We have shown them humanity strikes with fire and with mind. The enemy fleet scattered, retreating into the shadows of space, their first major defeat leaving them shaken, uncertain, and fearful. Aaron looked at his crew, pride and determination shining in his eyes. The tide has turned. The galaxy sees what humans are capable of. We must prepare. The Empire will return, but they will never break us. Ryan floated in his fighter, exhausted but alive, staring at the distant stars. We are something they never expected. Yes, Aaron said softly. Humans are never just survivors. We are warriors, thinkers, hunters, protectors. And we will never be defeated. The stars shimmered around them, witnesses to the courage of humanity. The turning tide had begun. And from this day forward, the galaxy would know the strength of Earth's warships. The first great victory was theirs. But the war had only just begun, and humanity would strike again, faster, smarter, and fiercer than any enemy could imagine. The call to arms had echoed across the stars, and now humanity had answered with power, strength, strategy, and unbreakable spirit. The galaxy trembled at the rising fire of humans, and the Empire realized, for the first time, that Earth's defenders were not to be underestimated. The Empire strikes back. The galaxy seemed quiet, but the silence was deceptive. The Empire had not forgotten its defeat. It had been humiliated, and now it was ready to strike back. Captain Aaron stood on the bridge of Vigilant, eyes scanning the star systems ahead. "They are coming," he said quietly, his voice carrying the weight of warning. Sarah's fingers flew across the control panel. "Sir, multiple fleets emerging from hyperspace, larger than before, their weapons more destructive." Ryan's fighter zoomed past the fleet, reporting, "Sir, it's not just ships. They have new war machines, living metal, faster and deadlier than anything we've seen." Aaron nodded. "Good. Then we will be faster, smarter, fiercer. Humans are not afraid of monsters. We fight with courage. We fight with strategy. We fight as one." The first wave struck without warning. Massive warships firing energy storms that could obliterate entire fleets, missiles streaking like lightning across the void, shields holding at 70%. Sarah shouted, panic creeping in. "We cannot take much more." Aaron's eyes hardened. "Then we fight smarter, flank them, use the asteroids, use the nebulae, hit where they think we cannot reach." Ryan twisted his fighter, dodging a barrage, seeing human ships exploding beside him. "Sir, we are losing too many ships," he cried. Aaron's voice was calm but fierce. "Every ship counts, every human counts. We may lose the battle, but we will never lose our spirit. Never surrender. Remember why we fight." Suddenly, a hidden fleet emerged from the nebula. Human ships no one knew were there, striking the Empire from behind, catching them off guard. The Empire faltered, massive cruisers destroyed, their living metal war machines confused, turning on each other, energy beams burning their own shields. Ryan laughed through his comms. We turned the tide again?" "Yes," Aaron said, "but the Empire will not stop. They will strike harder. Their vengeance is only beginning. We must be ready." From the shadows of space, a new weapon appeared. A planet-sized war machine, its core glowing with energy that could vaporize worlds. Sarah gasped. "Sir, that is not possible. They cannot have built this so fast." Aaron clenched his fists. "Then we will destroy it before it fires. Humans do not wait for death. We create our own victory." The fleet moved together, targeting the massive machine. Missiles, lasers, and energy beams striking in perfect harmony. But the weapon was heavily shielded, absorbing everything. Ryan flew closer, dodging defense turrets. "We cannot break it from outside. We must board it," he shouted. Aaron nodded. "Prepare boarding parties. We strike at the heart. We strike where no one expects. Humanity's courage is our greatest weapon." Fighters and dropships descended onto the war machine, human soldiers moving with precision, disabling systems, sabotaging engines. While the fleet kept the Empire distracted, the battle inside was chaotic, alarms blaring, corridors burning, but humans pressed on, using ingenuity and teamwork to outmaneuver enemies. Ryan reached the core, planting charges. "For Earth, for humanity," he muttered, detonating the explosives, energy cascading through the war machine, destroying it from within. Outside, the massive structure collapsed, shields failing, explosions rippling through the fleet. The Empire's revenge crushed, their weapon destroyed. Aaron watched, pride and relief washing over him. The Empire learned today. Humans are not just survivors. We are the storm, the fire that cannot be tamed. Ryan looked at the stars, exhausted. We did it again, against impossible odds." "Yes," Aaron said softly. "And we will do it again, and again, until the galaxy knows that humanity fights for life, for freedom, and we never give up." The Empire retreated, defeated but plotting, its anger simmering, knowing that the humans had survived their deadliest strike yet. The fleet regrouped, damaged but alive, every crew member knowing that the war was far from over, but humanity had struck back with courage, wit, and heart, and across the galaxy, whispers spread, a single message traveling from star system to star system. Earth's warships fight not just for battle, they fight for hope, and no force can stop them. The Empire's shadows would return, larger and stronger, but the turning tide had proven one truth. Humans were never to be underestimated, and humanity's fiercest warships would answer every call, strike every enemy, and protect every world, no matter the cost. The galaxy had witnessed, said Earth's courage, and the Empire would remember it forever. Humanity strikes at the heart. The galaxy trembled in silence, but not for long. Captain Aaron stood on the bridge of Vigilant, eyes fixed on the distant Empire. The Empire thinks they are safe, hidden in their stronghold. They are wrong. Sarah's hands moved quickly over the controls. Sir, intelligence confirms massive energy cores powering their fleets, weapons capable of destroying entire systems, defenses beyond imagination. Aaron nodded. Then we strike where it hurts the most. Strike their core. Show them humans do not hide. Humans fight with fire and mind. Ryan's fighters streaked across the void. Sir, they have traps. Ambush fleets hidden in asteroid belts, cloaked war machines waiting. Good, Aaron replied. Then we will turn their traps into their downfall. Humans do not fear death, we fear failure, and failure is not an option. The fleet jumped through hyperspace, appearing behind the Empire's first line of defense, striking where no one expected. Massive cruisers roared to life, weapons firing in desperation, but human ships weaved like threads through their barrage, striking control nodes, disabling engines, creating chaos. Sarah's voice was tense. Sir, they are activating the planet's defense grid, entire planetary shields coming online. It will trap us inside if we do not act fast. Aaron's eyes narrowed. Then we split the fleet, smaller teams to the core, larger teams to hold them off. No hesitation, no fear, move like one mind, one army. Ryan's squadron darted through energy beams, avoiding massive turrets. This is madness. But it works, he said, adrenaline burning through him. Inside the Empire's central command, alarms blared. Admiral Kor screamed, They cannot be here. My defenses? My Empire? How? On board Vigilant, Aaron's team boarded the central station, moving silently through corridors filled with elite guards, human soul. Dyers striking with precision, disabling systems as they advanced. Ryan reached the core chamber, seeing the massive energy reactor glowing and pulsing. Sir, this is it, the heart of their power. Then we end it, Aaron said, placing charges. For every world they have threatened, for every life they tried to destroy, for humanity. Explosions tore through the core, energy cascading like rivers of fire, alarms screaming across the Empire, weapons shutting down, fleets immobilized. Outside, human warships struck, destroying the enemy while they were blind, powerless, chaos spreading like wildfire. Admiral Kor screamed orders, but it was too late. His empire faltered, his fleet destroyed, his planet burning under the precision strike of humans. Ryan's fighters soared over the chaos, reporting, We did it, sir. The Empire's heart is broken. Aaron nodded, exhaustion and pride mixing in his gaze. Not just broken. They know now, humans do not wait. Humans do not fear. Humans strike with courage and mind, and we never stop. The galaxy watched in awe, systems once under the Empire's control breaking free, allies of humanity cheering, enemies reconsidering. Sarah smiled. Sir, they underestimated us again, and again, and again. Yes, Aaron said. The Empire's reach may be vast, their weapons powerful, but they cannot match the heart of humanity, the mind of humanity, the will of humanity. The last of the Empire's ships fled into hyperspace, hiding, planning, but the humans had proven one truth, one lesson for all the galaxy to remember. Humanity strikes not just for war, not just for defense, but for freedom, for courage, for life itself. The fleet regrouped, damaged but victorious, knowing the final battle was near, knowing the Empire would return, stronger, angrier, but also knowing humans had learned, adapted, and would strike again. Across the stars, whispers spread, stories of human courage and brilliance, tales of warships that move like thought, of fighters that dance through impossible odds. The Empire may have been powerful, but humans were unstoppable, fierce, and relentless, and Earth's fleet, humanity's fiercest warships, had struck at the heart of an empire, changing the galaxy forever. The final victory. The galaxy held its breath, stars twinkling like silent witnesses to the coming storm. Captain Aaron stood on the bridge of Vigilant, his eyes burning with determination. "Sir, the Empire is gathering its last forces," Sarah said, her voice tense. "Every fleet, every weapon, every warship in their control. They are coming for us." Aaron's gaze did not waver. "Then we will give them what they deserve. Humans do not run, humans do not hide. Humans strike with heart, mind, and courage." Ryan's fighter squadron prepared for the final jump, engines glowing, weapons charged. This is it, sir. The final battle," he whispered, adrenaline coursing through him. The Empire's forces emerged from hyperspace like a black wave, massive warships, energy storms, planet destroyers, the culmination of centuries of power and strategy. Aaron's fleet waited, damaged but unbroken, ships glinting in the starlight, humans ready, hearts steady, minds sharp. "Engage!" Aaron shouted, and the galaxy erupted in fire, energy beams cutting across space, missiles streaking like lightning, war cries echoing across comms. Ryan weaved his fighter through chaos, dodging explosions, striking enemy cruisers. They are stronger than ever," he muttered. "But we fight smarter." On board Vigilant, Aaron's hands moved over the controls, directing fleets, coordinating strikes, predicting enemy movements with precision, every human acting as one mind, one army. Sarah shouted, "Sir, their flagship, it's massive, energy readings off the charts." Aaron nodded. "Then it will be the first to fall, aim for the core, disable their command, show them humans cannot be controlled, can not be stopped." The flagship erupted in flames, massive explosions rippling through enemy lines, chaos spreading as their coordinated fleets faltered, systems failing, energy shields collapsing. Ryan's squadron struck deep, planting charges on every capital ship they could reach, human soldiers boarding wherever possible, disabling weapons, sowing confusion. Admiral Kor screamed over comms, "This cannot be, my empire, my legacy, destroyed by mere humans?" Aaron's voice echoed across the battlefield, calm but fierce. "Not mere humans. We are humanity, and we never surrender, never bow, and never fear." The Empire's planet destroyers fired, massive energy beams threatening to obliterate entire systems, but human ingenuity and coordination neutralized each strike, luring them into traps, redirecting them against their own ships. Rian watched as enemy war machines turned on each other, confusion and panic spreading like wildfire. "Sir, we have them." "Yes," Aaron said softly, watching the last remaining Empire ships retreat. "But we finish this. We strike at the heart. And we end it now." The fleet descended on the Empire's homeworld. Massive dropships deploying human soldiers, warships firing in unison, every strike precise, every maneuver perfect. Inside the command center, the Empire's leaders panicked, seeing their power crumble, systems fail, and fleets destroyed. Aaron led the final strike, boarding the Empire's central command, humans moving like shadows, striking with skill and courage, disabling core systems, and planting charges that would destroy the Empire's power forever. The countdown began, Ryan shouting, "Charges set, evacuating." Explosions tore through the heart of the Empire, energy cascading across the planet, warships exploding, shields failing, weapons turning to rubble. Outside, the humans watched, exhausted but victorious, knowing too, Hay had done what no one thought possible, defeating an empire that spanned centuries. Sarah smiled, tears in her eyes. "Sir, we did it. We really did it." Aaron nodded, pride swelling in his chest. "We did more than win a war. We showed the galaxy who humans are, our courage, our heart, our will. We are unstoppable." Ryan looked at the stars, battered but alive. "The galaxy will never forget this, sir." "No," Aaron said, "and neither will humanity. We fought not for conquest, not for glory, but for life, for freedom, for every world that calls the stars home." Across the galaxy, systems once enslaved cheered, planets freed, allies rejoicing, the Empire's shadow broken forever. The humans' warships returned to Earth, battered but shining, heroes carrying stories of courage, sacrifice, and brilliance, and whispers spread among the stars. Legends of humans who struck at the heart of an empire, who fought against impossible odds, who never surrendered. Humanity had risen, fierce, unstoppable, and victorious. The galaxy had witnessed the ultimate HFY truth. Never underestimate a human, for their courage, heart, and mind can shake the very stars, and Earth's fiercest warships would forever answer the call of any world in need, protecting the galaxy with fire, strategy, and unbreakable spirit. Humanity had delivered the final victory, and the universe would remember it forever.